Hi everyone, welcome back. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm so happy to have you guys all here, both old and new subscribers alike. Love you guys. I am picking up on the weirdest energy. I don't know. I was fine picking up on a lot. The moment I hit record, I just got hit with this cloud of like, not confusion, but I'm already picking up on the energy, just letting you know. And it's not a headache, even though I do feel head pressure, but just, it's kind of like Seven of Cups energy. I guess you can say confusion, but that's not exactly what I'm picking up on, but we're going to dissect this a little bit more. If you're new here, you're probably like, what is this lady talking about? My main ability is to channel without using cards. I do use cards on this channel, obviously, tarot, but everything's going to be a different experience. My main ability is channeling, though, which is just picking up on the energy and letting you know what I see. I have visions, etc. So if you hear me talking, it's part of the reading. It's like what I'm doing is really, it's like putting a puzzle piece. I'm being, through the conversations I'm having with those on the other side in spirit, I'm given puzzle pieces. And it's like by the end of the reading, it comes together into a picture. So that's what's happening right now. But it's especially happening. This is like, this must be one of the weirdest puzzles, I guess you can say, that have ever been given to dissect. It has to be an abstract art. That's how I feel. You know? Like, you know when you get puzzle pieces and you can tell that you're about to, at the end of it, if you put it all together, you're going to create something that looks like a lion or a dog or a boat. You can see the bits and pieces and the puzzle pieces of that animal or whatever it is, right? So even though you don't see the full picture, you can figure out that's clearly a dog nose, you know? That's clearly a dog, a chihuahua ear, you know? But it's almost like, and I'm just giving you an analogy of what the energy is like. They're asking me to put puzzle pieces together, but it doesn't look like anything. And that's what I mean by Seven of Cups energy. It's not Seven of Cups energy. And by the way, if you're new here, I have visions of the cards, so that's what I'm doing right now. And then we'll shuffle. Seven of Cups energy is, that's the card of confusion. Could be the card of delusion. But it's also the card of having a lot of options. Just not knowing exactly what's going to happen. But you know that a change needs to be made. And what follows the Seven of Cups is the Eight of Cups. Okay? I want you to know that. And what's the Eight of Cups? And that's a progression. The Eight of Cups is walking away from something. And what's after the Eight of Cups? The Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. And after the Nine of Cups is the Ten of Cups, which is a union, a marriage, coming together with someone, right? But I feel like right now what I'm channeling is like you're at number 7. You're number 7. You're trying to figure out right now what's real, what's not, how you feel, you know. You need a life change somehow. This can relate to all areas of your life. Love, relationships. If you're single, this could be about career, your life. But when I get the Seven of Cups energy, there's a very big emotional aspect to this, because cups signify your emotions, your heart space, the cups, right? But it's the energy of like walking away from something that you at one point thought was like really real. Like, this is the path I'm going down. And you know that a change needs to be made. And you know that something has to change. That you have to go a different direction one way or another. But usually people say, set a goal. And then work towards that goal. And yes, that's exactly what you should be doing. But you don't even know what the goal should be. Right? And the problem with that is, that can, if every card has a light side and a dark side. If you get stuck in the dark side of that card, then it'll lead into, you can go backwards instead of forward. Right? You can go all the way back to the Five of Cups, which is sadness, melancholy. And you end up getting stuck. Right? Who's walking? Oh, that's Lola, my dog. I heard little footsteps. I'm like, who's walking that fast? Because there's little footsteps. You hear the... I'm like, doesn't sound like a person. And if it is, that person has to be 1 foot tall. It's my dog. I thought she was asleep. But that's the energy that I'm getting. And, you know, it's interesting. I was having, and I'm still channeling. Oh, I was with my sister today. And I was having, we just, you know, we talk about like everything. You know, when you're with family, conversations about everything just like pop up. And we started talking, I don't know how the conversation came up about pregnancy cravings. No one's pregnant. I'm not pregnant. She's not pregnant. But I do have a 9-year-old daughter. Okay. And we were laughing about pregnancy cravings and how it's not BS. It's a really real thing. It's not made up. And I can confirm it. Because when I was pregnant with my child, I had the most disgusting cravings. Okay? And I'm going to share it. But they were very real. And I'm going somewhere with this. So I'm sorry. Okay? Don't worry. There's a point into the story I'm sharing. I, for no reason, because like if I think about it now, I gag. I used to crave. I used to take beans. I don't even like beans that much, but I used to crave beans. Not regular beans, like specifically like the way, like Hispanic Caribbean, like not Hispanic from other countries, okay? Because there's 21 countries in the world that speak Spanish, right? In Latin America. That's not including Spain because that's Europe. I'm talking about the way someone that's Cuban, Puerto Rican, or Dominican makes beans, okay? They're like stewed, you know, they have their own, their spices, right? Which, and their cuisine is very similar, right? Those style of beans. And I used to take plain yogurt, yes, plain yogurt, like just plain yogurt. And I used to dump the plain yogurt in a bowl of stewed beans, mix it into this creamy soup, and eat it. I also had an obsession with powdered milk. Never bought that shit in my life. I used to take the powdered milk and I used to eat it with a spoon, but without actually mixing it with water to create milk. I used to just eat the powdered milk. Okay? At that moment in time, there was nobody that can tell me that that wasn't the most delicious thing on the planet. Like my body was reacting to it. It was a real reaction. Like I was happy. It made me feel happy. I only ate it when people weren't looking because I knew it was weird. It gave me like good feelings. Like, you know, I liked it. I craved it. But isn't that crazy? That's what I'm getting at with the 7 of Cups kind of energy. Like what is reality? Like how at some point, for whatever reason behind that, there was nobody and nothing that could tell me that that wasn't delicious. But what really is reality? Because the moment that I gave birth, that was disgusting. Like everything that I thought was real, I was able to look back and say, ew, what? You know what I'm saying? You used to dip your beans in your yogurt. You know what I'm saying? So what really is reality? But apply that. It's like that kind of energy. It's like everything you've been doing up to this point. No one's saying that it didn't serve a purpose or that it wasn't real or that the feelings that you had for the situation weren't real, right? Maybe it's a relationship that just dissolved out of nowhere and then now you're getting upset with yourself. Like, was this even real? Did I just waste my time on this? No. What you experienced at that time was real. But, you know, it can really mess us up though when out of nowhere all our reality just changes completely and then you start getting down on yourself like, was I crazy to think that this was the path I had to go down? You know, How could something that seemed so certain and so solid at one point, now that I look back at it, be everything but that? How could that be? Makes you start to question your own sanity. Makes you, and that's the most dangerous thing. My eye is hurting for some reason. I just got one of those eye twitches. Those, your eye ever start twitching and then like your eyeball hurts? I'm telling you, I think I'm getting a migraine. That's what's going on. I think that's why I'm gonna have to cut this one short. Those are all signs of I'm getting a migraine. Something's happening. So that is a very dangerous thing. The most dangerous thing, Spirit is saying, is when you start to not trust yourself. Not trusting yourself. Ooh, that's a slippery slope when you go down that route. When you start to not trust your decisions and picking significant others, then you don't trust your decisions to do anything. So then you stop making decisions at all. You keep yourself stagnant. You don't make any change. And a lot of times you don't even realize that you're doing this. It becomes like it's subconscious. Okay? But what I'm getting from all this message, it's like, you know that change has to be made, but you feel kind of stuck. But your life is about to change in the next year in ways that you can't even process yet. And whatever this change is, it includes you walking away from something. That's what that 8 of Cups is. Because I saw a progression. I didn't see all the other ones, but I saw a progression from the 7 of Cups to the 8 of Cups. Okay? But that either means walking away from a career, walking away from a person, a situation, a lifestyle. It could just be walking away from a mentality, you know? But it's going to lead you to success. Okay? There's a scary change about to come up in your life. It's scary. It's scary. But it's for your benefit. Look, you see? It's uncanny. Because this is what we're talking about. These are messages from Archangel Michael. It's time to leave this unhealthy situation and detach from the situation. Holy shit. I'm telling you, it's the energy of like a big change. But there's an element of something that you've been doing in your life that's been unhealthy. Okay? Something you've been doing for a while, or someone you've been with for a while, or a place you've been in for a long time, or something. Or maybe not even a long time. Maybe this is something that you've been doing for the past year, or someone you've been dealing with for the past year, or something that's just not working out, okay? But you're afraid of having to face that failure, okay? Even though everything in your life around you is showing you that whatever situation you found yourself in is not where you're supposed to be. And it doesn't make you a failure. It doesn't make you a failure. You just had to experience some things. You had to learn some things. But there is an element of you afraid to face that. That's where that confusion comes from. Detach from the situation. My prayer, it says, Archangel Michael, I ask, it has a little prayer underneath it, right? So I'm going to read what it says. My prayer, Archangel Michael, I ask you to use your flaming sword to cut any attachment to fear or drama so that I may be centered in the knowingness that peace is everywhere within me and this situation. The next one says it's time to leave this unhealthy situation. Archangel Michael, what parts of my life do I need to focus on more closely right now? Thank you for helping me hear your answers and for giving me the courage to make healthy changes in my life. You hear that? I'm going to repeat that. Archangel Michael, what parts of my life do I need to focus on more closely right now? thank you for helping me hear your answers and for giving me the courage to make healthy changes in my life. This is what we're talking about. This is you being in that Seven of Cups energy and you needing to actually try to ask. Okay. If you're Christian, by the way, the Bible says it very clear not to just pray to Archangel Michael alone without acknowledging God. So even though these cards don't say that, I mean, and I respect whatever faith you believe in. But do keep that in mind, that Archangel Michael works for God, okay? So I always say, ask Archangel Michael for help, but ask God. Pray to God directly, okay? And then ask Archangel Michael to assist you, to be your wingman, to help you fight these demons, right? Under the allowance of God. Anyway, so, but that's what we're talking about. Like, what parts of your life do you need to focus on more closely right now? That's the Seven of Cups energy. It's like, something's wrong. You're not happy exactly with where things are going, where things have headed. But you don't know what to do. You don't know where to go. And you're starting to doubt your ability to make decisions or make, the right choices, etc. and things like that. So that's why they're asking Archangel Michael, like the angels are around you. Like, remember, angels can't overstep their boundaries. I speak about that all the time, right? So as an example, we're dense, we're human beings, we're energetic beings, right? They're always, what I mean by overstepping their boundaries, not in a human sense. Not in a human sense where like, oh, I didn't want to tell her that she looked like shit in that outfit. I don't want to cross any boundaries. I'm not talking about that catty human idea of of overstepping boundaries. I'm talking in a spiritual sense. It basically means they're not going to help you if you don't ask for it. Okay? That's it. They're not going to help you if you don't ask for it. Not in the way because they don't want to. They're always there dying to help. Like they never leave your side. You can go your whole life never asking them for help, but they are around you, trying to protect you every step of the freaking way, waiting for the moment for you to ask. The reason that is number one, free will, but this goes into the whole free will category too, but it's also energetics. They're very high vibrational beings. We're dense. We're lower vibrational by default, okay? So in order for them to connect to us, we have to raise our vibration a little bit. They have to lower their vibration a little bit to even connect with us, to give us information, for us to even hear it. That is why when you pray, when you meditate, when you make it a point to close your eyes, turn the noise off, everything around you, and pray and ask for help, that alone is a process that raises your vibration. Because your intention's already set out to communicate with the angels, to communicate with God, to hear. You're receptive to hear them. And that energy of receptivity is high vibrational. They're able to then actually connect with you and give you the answer. Okay? That's what it means by they're not going to overstep. You need to raise your vibration a little bit by doing these things. You need to pray. You need to ask. Archangel Michael is right here. That is the point of this reading today. I'm going to keep this one short because I'm telling you my head. And I wouldn't doubt it's the energy that I'm feeling, because that's the thing. It's like sometimes readings are hard for me because they make me feel like I feel the embodiment of the energy. And this energy is the kind that makes you tired, makes your head hurt, all that. You know what I'm saying? Feeling it. Feeling it. And Archangel Michael, maybe that's what is here to just motivate you a little bit tonight. Maybe that's the purpose. You hear this tonight before you go to sleep so that you can do this tonight. So you can listen to what he's going to say tonight. Tomorrow I'm going to post a longer reading with more details about relationships and all that. Okay? But again, it says, thank you for helping me hear your answers and giving me the courage to make healthy changes in my life. The courage, that's what you're lacking. That's what we were talking about, in terms of being afraid to face fear. I mean, to face, that, but also being afraid to face failure. Why you have a fear of failure, but you have to, don't see life that way. You had to experience the things you've experienced right? To get you where you're at. I just get the energy that you're like losing motivation a little bit, right? And they're trying to help change your look. You saw? This is absolutely, oh my God, I got the chills. This is absolutely, every reading on this channel is going to be different. You know that. Especially we're not new. This is one of those readings where this is just straight up, the angels are here trying to like nudge you a little bit. This is just straight up one of these messages. They don't care about the details. They're not having me talk to you about, you know, this guy's going to call you and stuff. Yeah, we get those readings all the time, probably tomorrow. But this is an angel message. It says, ask Archangel Michael to help you with the situation. It's so funny because they all say something different, right? These are the only cards that say the word situation in it. Detach from the situation. It's time to leave this unhealthy situation and ask Archangel Michael to help you with this situation. So there's clearly a situation. I just reminded myself, my mind just went back to the Jersey Shore. Remember the situation? Looking back at that, like, you know, as a 35, 36-year-old woman. And we used to find these TV shows fucking entertaining. Like a man that called himself The Situation on TV. And I'm from Jersey, so it's just, you know, we used to like watch that religiously. Like it was a thing. Makes me laugh. It makes me really laugh. Anyway. Archangel Michael's trying to help you. There's something, because there's a situation in your life that's not right. It's not going to change itself, though. Ask Archangel Michael to help you with the situation. My prayer, Archangel Michael, thank you for assisting me. This is what they want you to say, okay? He's just nudging you he's trying to give you a message tonight. I think the main purpose of this reading today was like, he's trying to like get you to a place where you can at least like raise your vibration, like try. Maybe I'm getting a lot of like maybe 5 of Cups energy, you know what I'm saying? Like, and what happens, 5 of Cups energy is like sadness. When you get sad or you're stressed, right? So a 9 of Swords energy too, because of whatever you're going through. We're human. We experience a wide range of emotions, which is completely natural and nothing to be ashamed about. However, when we get stuck, so don't be shamed about this. It's totally natural. But when we get stuck in these energies, just by default, our energy is lowered, our vibration is lowered, and it's harder for us to hear messages that will guide us, that will push us forward. Right? That is the dynamic of being a human being. So say this. This is my prayer. Archangel Michael, thank you for assisting me with, in parentheses, it says describe the situation because they want you to fill in the blanks and like give these specifics of what you're praying about. Please help me be filled with faith and peace at all times. You're not, I feel like maybe you're losing faith. You're losing faith that things are going to work out for you. Okay? You don't feel at peace. There's a stressful component to this. Okay? It could be financial. There's nothing worse than having financial difficulty and trying to sleep. Like you're not, you know, you don't sleep. It is a stress that I don't wish on anybody, to go to sleep knowing that you have to pay all this shit and you don't know how, because the money's just not going to appear from the tree, right? So if it's something like that, deep breaths, right? Or if it's a relationship, at this point, you've gone through how many? They've all, you know, have not worked out very well. You get to a place where you just don't even want to try. It's one of those things. I'm getting those kind of energies, but this is bigger. Like whatever this is, it might be a combination of everything, but I'm just getting like really big energy. Like this is like one of those, this is not just as simple as like, oh, my relationship didn't work out. This is like a, I need to change my whole life kind of energy. Is what I'm picking up on. Okay? Yep. And you need to explore your options kind of. I'm telling you. Yes. They're speaking. They're speaking today. Explore your options. My prayer. Dear God, thank you for your wisdom and love, helping me see, understand, and assess all of my alternative options. It literally says this. I kid you not. Like there's, you see? I just got to follow what they say. This is my purpose, right? And sometimes I feel like, you know, they're not going to want to hear these kind of readings. They want to hear like, you know, about like a love reading or something else. And there's no particular detail here. It's just the angels giving messages. But That's just my devil energy. Because, I mean, they're speaking so clearly right now. It's touching, right? The fact that it says alternative options, it means it confirms everything that we're talking about. And it's beautiful to see that they're speaking like that, right? It says, "Dear God, thank you for your wisdom and love, helping me see, understand, and assess all of my alternative options. Please guide me in the best direction for my health, happiness, and life's purpose." Because that's the problem. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't get that this is small energy. This is like, you need alternative options. And this is like for a big life change. This is about an option or a life path or something that you've done in your life that you were clear that it was going to be this way, that it was going to work. And there's nothing more heartbreaking than that, you know? And then it just doesn't pan out, doesn't work out. Let's say you opened a business and the business went bankrupt, didn't make a dime. Now you're in debt. This is one of those situations, you know what I'm saying? Where like you had, which is what we channeled before, which is where you had the idea that it was going to go one way and it did not. That's why you need alternative options. Like, this is big, you know? This is like that. This is like that. But you're having a hard time seeing, understanding, and assessing all your alternative options. Because of the stress of the consequences of whatever's going on in your life in the first place. Like, let's say it's I'll give, this doesn't have to be it, but if it's the financial component, because of the stress, let's say you had a business that didn't go well, of like everything that you need to pay for now, or that you're in debt or whatever, it's hard to see alternative options. Pray. They're going to literally, you're going to start to notice signs. They're going to speak to you. Things are you're going to have to start getting dreams. Things are going to start, your path is going to clear up. It's going to be, if you just connect with them, they're going to guide you through this transition and everything's going to change in the next year. This was just a bump, honey. This was just a bump. This is not going to be this way. All you need is 12 to 18 months is what I'm hearing. All you need is 12 to 18 months. It's going to be different. 12 to 18 months. It's going to be different. Okay? For whatever this is. For some of you, it's health. If you're battling a drug addiction. Okay? You need to go to rehab. The fact that I even said 12 to 18 months, and I know like a lot of some programs, like that's how long it takes, depending on the situation. I felt like that was specifically me talking to somebody. Whether it's you or like somebody in your life that has to go through that. And somebody needs a life change. Look what's here. As I was like shuffling, you saw I just like, that's how it works. 5 of Cups. Somebody's sad. Somebody's in sadness, regret. Someone's in that sad energy, regret. So you're not hearing what the divine is. Yeah, you're not hearing what the divine's trying to tell you to do. And next to the Hanged Man. So you just feel stuck in the stress. Right? And they're trying to get you out of this. No. What the? Did you see how that means they don't want me to use this deck. That clearly didn't work out. What the? Let me use this one then. The Hanged Man again. Holy crap. Because they're saying, like, you get stuck all the time. Like, people get stuck. But like I said, the fact that we have the Hanged Man twice, it's like, it just, doubles the energy of that card. It's already a major arcana to begin with. Major arcana are the ones with the names, which means it carries more energy, which is like huge life lessons and such. To have it twice, the Hanged Man energy twice like that, means like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm getting like, this is big energy. This isn't like, oh, I got in an argument with my boyfriend kind of energy. This is like, everything that I thought was going to work out is not. Like, my life is in shambles kind of energy. Like, you need to change. You don't know what to do. Okay. But this Hanged Man card says waiting, rebirth, sacrifice, and reflection. Okay. So in this period, if you listen to what they're saying, first of all, you need to leave the situation that you're in right now. There has to be a change. Yes. Let's acknowledge that. This change is going to involve some kind of sacrifice. Absolutely. That's what I said. I saw like 7 of Cups into the 8 of Cups. Like, you have to walk away from something. However, it's going to lead to a rebirth. This isn't going to be the situation. Whoa, forever. Actually, in the card that fell to the ground, look at it, is none other than the Star card. Guiding light. It says guiding light, inspiration, faith, hope, miracles, and infinite energy. This is the card of hope, healing, faith. Okay? Everything's going to change. Going to meet somebody romantically. Okay? You're going to meet somebody romantically. Just your financial situation is going to change. Your career situation is going to change. You're going to be in a place that's better than where you're at. For some of you, you might have to move. Okay? But they're going to help you with all of this. As I said, they're going to help you with this. I don't even know what this even says, but the card says is literally called Helper of Action. As I said, they're going to help you with that. And then it came out next to a new beginning. The Helper of Action, they're going to help you with what? The new beginning. Helper of Action, new beginning. I mean, I love when they're this clear. It says, I'm going to read it. This is Tarot. However, this is the Fool card. And this is the Knight of Wands, but they have messages in this deck, which is why I'm guided to, to use it right now. Okay. It says, Helper of Action, you're blessed with many wonderful things to do. It would be great if you could take the time to make a plan first, but you probably don't have time. So get busy, follow your instincts, and have fun. You or someone you meet is very self-assured, capable, and enthusiastic, and can do anything with a smile. Oh, wow. It sounds like it's you that's going to be in that energy. Yeah, you don't have a lot of time to make this change, but it's going to have 12 to 18 months is not that long. It really isn't. It really isn't. A new beginning. You're at the beginning of a wonderful journey. There's no need to have any fears. Guardian angels walk beside you every step of the way. You have unique gifts to offer the world. If you just free yourself from that which holds you back, new opportunities will present themselves if you truly believe. You hear that? Absolutely. The thing is that something's holding you back. It doesn't have to be just aspects of yourself. It could be also. But it could be a lot of things that are holding you back. Maybe it's your environment. Maybe you do need to move. Maybe it was the relationship you were in that was holding you back. Whatever the hell it is, this unhealthy situation, you need to detach from it. You need to leave this unhealthy situation so that you can move on to these opportunities. Yeah. I'm not getting that this is really so much about romance, though. This is like I said, this is like big life things. But but either way, the fact that they're having me talk about romance and then this card pops out, it's like the next chapter. There is an element of your life changing, but there's like someone you're going to meet along the way when you're not ready. When you're not ready. I'm just going to put that out there. I'm not going to go into that a lot, but I'm telling you right now, open your heart. Allow love to grow and bloom all around you. You've waited for this emotional, fulfilling experience for such a long time, and now the time has come. Make your choices by listening to your heart and then following the steps you're guided to take. Joy will lead you to a vibrant and healthy life. You're missing joy. You're not happy where you are. That's what it is. The 6 of this is open your heart, and this is the Lover's card. It's the Lover's card. They just name it something different in this deck. That is the Lover's card. Yes. Spirit, tell me more about why is the Lover's card coming out in this entire situation? Playfulness. To recapture love, allow your inner youthful spirit to fun to shine. Since I got the 5 of Cups here, that's what I'm saying. It's like I feel like there's a depression. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's maybe you're battling with depression and you need to see somebody. You don't want to. You don't want to go on medication. You don't want to see a doctor, whatever. But it's getting to a point where it's clear that you're not enjoying things the way you used to. And it is okay to go get help so that you can have joy back into your life, not be in this energy, not be isolating yourself. And you can get that playfulness back in your life so that you can have romance again. It's a lot of things for a lot of people, but it's something like that. Okay? But look at what fell to the ground. There's also an element of finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. You see? You'd be surprised how much having financial issues can affect everything. Your mood, you even wanting a relationship. Because the stress just takes away the joy from your life, and then you become a different person altogether. You don't want to date. You don't want to have fun. You don't want to do, you know? That's the thing. That's what's going on here. So you close your heart altogether. So if it's a job you need to leave that's unhealthy, you know, it's going to lead you to open your heart to then lead you to a connection and also lead you in your finances. But you need to actually take the step to do something else, because this is going to kill you. Whatever this is, you can't just be stuck here. Okay, it could be one of those situations where you're like, yeah, I know I need to leave this career. It's not for me. You know, this is not working out. The stress is killing me. It's slowly deteriorating you. Slowly deteriorating you. Slowly deteriorating you. And then you get complacent because you're still getting your bills paid, right? So you don't want to really look for another job or do something else now. It's fear. It's not just the fear of finding another job, but also like accepting. Like, I just went to college. I paid all this money to get my license to do X, Y, and Z. It's just an example, right? I was excited about this opportunity. Like, for me at this stage in the game to like look at this and say, it makes like that I failed. Like, you feel like you're a failure because you accomplished all this, but you're not even happy in it. Makes you feel bad. Like you thought this was going to bring you somewhere. It's not bringing you where you thought it would. You're not happy. But the divine, besides that, wants to tell you, though, okay, is the lack of happiness could be a combination. No one's saying if it's a career thing that that's not true. No one's saying that's not true. But could it also be multiple things? Because they're saying this is like big life things, right? Could it be multiple things? Could it be multiple things? Could you actually be also suffering with some kind of like low-grade depression or high-functioning depression, right? Meaning depression that actually affects you, but you can still work and go to, you know, live your life, but it's still sucking the joy out of you. So it also affects all your career choices because you're not finding fulfillment in anything that you do. And you just don't really want to look within enough to admit that it's okay to have some kind of an issue and go see a therapist to work through your problems, your behavioral reactions, your issues, to get some kind of medication, you know? Because maybe you just grew up thinking that you don't have these kind of issues, or there's a lot of shame attached to it. This is like a big, like, you need a life overhaul kind of thing. It's a combination of a lot of things. You're going to know how this relates to you, sweetheart. But your life cannot continue the way it's going. Like, that is clear as day. They're getting, I'm being told, like, you used to be a very playful person, a person with an open heart, like very, you know, and you've kind of lost all of that, okay? The thing with the finances and career, if that is an opportunity, if that is a thing for you, there's like a risk assessment here that you got to make when it comes to that. For example, you know, I've talked about my sister a lot of times in this reading today, but my sister, the stress level that she has in her job, I mean, she's a high up there executive, right? She's high up there. I mean, she graduated from an Ivy League. I never expected anything less of her. She works in PR and public relations. she makes 7 figures, okay? Not 6, 7. Just like $1 million salary. All right? That's her life. It's not my life, but it's her life. She's still my sister though, right? Like, so she made it. She's, you know, whatever. But she's miserable. It's a lot. Those kind of salaries come with a certain level of, not that she sold her soul, absolutely not, but it comes with a certain level of like a huge sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't just get paid that. You don't just get a job and get paid that. Like, you have a lot of responsibility, a lot of liability. It's a lot of work. She can handle it. Not everybody, but she has the brain power to do it. She's very bright. Like I said, she went to an Ivy, you know, like all this stuff is natural to her. However, she has a child now, right? That she had when, like, literally like 39 years old. She had her first child, probably her only. My beautiful niece, I love her. But that started to change things for her, right? Now, like, now she has a full-time living nanny because there's no one else that can cook and clean. With the level of responsibility that she has at her workplace, she can, yes, what she makes, she can afford it, you know? Because nannies are expensive in the United States. She can afford it. But every mom wants to be with their child. But the way that she speaks about it is like, oh, I'm just going to suck this up for 10 more years, you know? And then, like, that's it. But, like she's, like, 10 years, I'm like, I tell her all the time, like, 10 years is a long time. She's like, but you have to. You have to think about your retirement already. Like, you've already gone too far. However, the risk assessment, yes, it's causing her heart issues. Like, not really, God forbid, but, like, a lot of stress. But at that salary, it's a sacrifice that I guess, you know, you can fold a little bit for, right? That's when I'm like, 10 years is a lot. Like, she's like biting her. She's like, I gotta make it 10 years. Not the best situation, but she can't go back and just start over at this point. She's made it this far, you know? But at that point, it makes sense to just bite the damn bullet for the 10 years because you're okay. Like, you know, you're still, you're being paid very well. But if you're in a situation where you feel the stress level that she feels, like I'm telling you, but the money also isn't adding up at all, like there's no, you don't really see that it's paying you or like paying you, it's not paying you appropriately either for the amount of work that you're putting in. Like, she works like a damn horse, but she's getting paid for it. So she kind of did sign a contract to sell her soul a little bit for the money. You know what I'm saying? And she enjoys it. She's really good at what she didn't get there because she's bad at what she does, you know? But it's still taxing. But she knew that it came with it. But if you're like, let's say, I just thought about a friend that I have that's a chef or whatever. He just came to my mind because I can't think of another example. I never knew because you know what made me think about him? It's the fact that I wanted to be a chef. I wanted to be a chef, and I always think, I used to think all the time, like, I could have easily been in his situation because I almost went to Johnson & Wales in Rhode Island for culinary arts school, and I like that school in particular because my sister went to Brown, which is also in Providence. So, but I ended up not doing that. I ended up going to, like, college. Because why did I want to do that? Because I like cooking, because I used to like to bake. I wanted to go for pastry. But he tells me all the time, like, his hours are freaking long. Like, he works, like, 12-hour days. So, I don't know what he makes. But some chefs make really well. But some of them, they just tell me that it's a lot of work for, like, what you get back. You know? So, it's one of those situations, I don't know, that just came to mind. I'm not sure, you know. One of those situations where, like, if you know that there are other jobs that can pay you the same amount and it's not going to give you freaking heart disease, then that's something to consider, even though they always say do something that you love. But the thing is sometimes, that's what I'm trying to say here. It's the words aren't coming out. Because there's something about, like, if it's career, like, you did this because you loved it. You did this because you loved it. But then when you got into the career, the stress of it and the financial hardship that comes with it, it took away from you loving it in the first place. Takes away from that, you know? Like, if I would have went on and went into pastry school And then I actually I realized that it wasn't just baking cakes. It was me slaving in a restaurant in New York City for 13 hours, 14 hours a day somewhere or whatever. And I had kids at home that I wanted to be with. My reality, even though I love baking, would not be very happy. So it's one of those situations, let's say you put a lot of work to get somewhere, but then you're like, so you don't want to admit even to yourself that you made the wrong choice. And but it's okay to admit that. It's one of those things. It's okay to admit that. And again, and I know that I went on and on about finances and that kind of example, but this can relate to so many things. This could relate to so many things. So many things. And I'm getting this is like a whole life overhaul kind of thing. Okay. But again, there's the Lovers card and playfulness here. So again, there's like all of that is going to be recaptured once you get yourself in higher spirits. They want you to pray up on what you can do. They're going to guide you to a new beginning. I'm being guided. Everything is, by the way, I don't have a system. I hear, take this deck, take this one. And that's what I do. Look. See? Surrendering to the journey. Release control. That's what this was all about. You're struggling with control. It's hard. You don't want to face there's like a fear of like, I fucked up or like I failed. But it's not a failure. You got to just surrender to the journey. Surrender. Whatever this is not making you happy. Staying focused. Hold the course. Take great adventure. Take a risk. Venture forward. Answering the call. The call that you're getting is the call that you're getting by hearing this. If this is resonating with you, this is the call. This is the call. If this is resonating with you. Because we were just going on. I just went on and on about like holding the course. Like I gave the example of my sister, right? Like she's holding the course. She's staying focused. Because it makes sense in her situation to hold the course. Even though it's stressful. Like she never knew it was going to be this much. And she, but she's holding the course because it's going to make sense for her family in the long run and her life. And she's happy when she can go to buy shit and not have to worry about it, So whatever. But if it's not making that sense, because I feel like someone's holding the course somewhere, but like there's a control, but it's not but this situation is not benefiting you at all. That's the problem. So you're afraid to take a risk and venture forward. Because you already put so much energy into this that you're at right now. Whether it be a job or somewhere where you live. And you're afraid to move and start over again, etc. But the time to make that change is now. You can't wait. And if this is, again, I keep hearing something about mental health. I'm not going to ignore that. And I take that very seriously. Because I keep hearing it. Somebody here struggles. And you know what else is making me think about that? Look. There's a freaking empty pill bottle. And I'm showing you because I want you to know I'm not making this up. On the floor. That's probably my mom. My mom, I don't know if you've ever noticed. You ever see, my mom's one of those moms that uses like freaking Tupperware. Like you think it's freaking like, you think it's butter and you open it and there's like beans inside, right? And she'll take my old pill bottles and take the thing out. And she likes to use them to put buttons inside. But it looks like she upgraded her buttons into this instead. Anyway, because she likes to crochet and stuff. Anyway, but that's an omen. That was just there. This was on the floor, because, there's an omen of, there is an element of mental health. But you see this bottle, like there's nothing on it. Meaning, but you don't even know. And this might not resonate with everyone because this is not a health channel, okay? So if you think you have some kind of health problem, you have to visit your doctor, okay? This is for, quote, entertainment purposes only. I got to tell you that, all right, to protect myself. This is still YouTube. I don't know who's watching this. There's a lot of crazy people out there. I am not a health professional. I am a tarot reader. Don't take health advice from a tarot reader. This is for entertainment purposes only. Visit your practitioner. Anyway, when I talk about health, I put that out there every time, and I know that you've noticed that. You got to. It's 2023. All right? I don't underestimate anybody. Anyway, so the fact that this is like this, it's like, because I keep hearing that it's like somebody has some kind of undiagnosed issue that they battle with. But like, let's say you grew up in an environment where like no one really cares. They don't take care of their mental health as much, or you don't want to even admit that you have symptoms of depression, right? Or, you know, you were raised to, if you're a male, you're raised to be a strong male, you know, like, you know, you might even turn to, and we did come up with the message of like rehab or drugs. So let's say if you're drinking, or, and remember, sometimes I could be giving a reading entirely talking about you, and it could be somebody else in your life, by the way. I forgot to mention that. Take it as it resonates. But if you notice that you're turning to alcohol a lot for things, or whatever, escaping somehow, or food, then there's an underlying issue that you're ignoring that could be treated like a normal person, with all due respect. Not saying you're not normal, but instead of going to these things, you can get help for what it is that's making you do these things in the first place, because you have a level of shame attached to it that you shouldn't have. These are chemical imbalances that happen from experiences in your life, and it's also genetic. But if you want to choose your life, to go your whole life, you rather, instead of looking in the mirror and admitting, I think I suffer with depression. But somewhere in your mind, you're like, okay, but if I don't want to unalive myself, then I must not have it. Like, you know, there's a lot of people with those kind of mentalities, and that's not true. It's a spectrum. You could be high functioning, but again, you lose, your heart is closed, you lose joy. And there's nothing wrong with taking medication if you need it. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with seeing a therapist. You don't even have to have issues to see a therapist. They just help you. But the fact that I see this here, this is screaming to me. Somebody needs something, but they're not getting the help that they need. And they might be turning then to alcohol or things like that. That's for somebody. Okay? That's for somebody. Or food, or smoking, or whatever the case may be, or overspending, or just escape habits. It's time to, the divine is trying to help you right now. It's time to make some kind of change. Like, it's time, you cannot continue on like this. All right? And this is just one of those readings where, I mean, they're speaking to you through me very frankly. You know? Clearing. Remove energy blockages by clearing out unwanted emotional or material clutter. You need a clearing. And by the material, emotional clutter, I'm getting, that could be, again, there's a lot of emotional clutter. You might need the help of a therapist. And there's, again, nothing wrong with that to speak to. Because you cannot just in the same way, your house could be a freaking mess and you need to call a cleaning lady to help you if it's too much, if you're alone. A therapist is like a cleaning lady for your mind. Gotta sit there, help them clear out all the emotional stuff that's blocking you from being able to follow this. And I know it's not that easy because it's expensive, but if you have the insurance and you can find someone that you know that can cover that for you, please take advantage of that. Friends. Spend more time with your friends, or share your thoughts with someone who understands you. Oh my God. Listen, this is not about friends. No. This is about the therapist. Share your thoughts with someone who understands you so that you can remove unwanted. Somebody needs help. That's what I'm picking up on. I'm not discouraging you talking to your friends, but this magnitude of what I know what I'm picking up on. Especially with the star card here, there's a need for healing. I'm not saying your friends can't be involved, but I feel like your friends might be enablers a little bit, because a lot of times if you have these kind of issues, you share with your friends what you want them to know. I don't think that you go really deep with anybody, not even yourself. It could be like this kind of emotional clutter needs to be cleared by a professional. Okay? Not a friend. And you, like, it's like a neutral space, you know? And this is your sign to do this. Your past loved ones are never far from you. Notice the signs they send you. Angels love you. And I feel like I said, again, with the career, man, again and again, it's time to add extra time to your career area, or maybe try something new. You can't ignore it. You cannot ignore it. I can't ignore. That's why I went on. That's why I gave those details about that the most, because you cannot ignore the omens in regards to that. Like, it's so much. It's so much. I keep getting, somebody has some kind of undiagnosed depression or something. I'm telling you. Proud. Be proud of who you are, where you've been, and where you're going. Yes. Again, they're just confirming everything, because it's like that feeling, like I said, you're afraid of seeming like a failure. You're afraid of saying, like, I messed up. I thought this was going to go well, and it didn't. I put so much effort into this, and I blew it. I'm however years old. This didn't go as planned. Okay? Whoever this is you battle a lot with shame. Shame. You need to get that under control. A lot of people that carry a lot of shame also have a lot of narcissistic tendencies. I'm not calling you a narcissist, but tendencies, right? Not all the time. Sometimes. Right? There's just a lot of issues here that could be checked out. Hold on. What the hell was that? What the heck was that? God don't like ugly. Nastiness, clash, strife, resentment, argument, spite, grudge, and revenge. I don't know, but that narcissistic tendency comment didn't come out of nowhere. That's what I'm saying. This damn card is everywhere. So I just put it here for fun at this point. This is our mascot. We can't touch this deck without this card coming out. So that sweet as a George Peach, kindness, tender care, charm, beauty, flirtation, delicious experience cards. Hi, baby. I'm going to stay right there. But here, God don't like ugly. That, again, remember, not everything that I say is going to resonate, but I said that for someone. The fact that I said that and that card came out, because there's a lot of, you have some kind of emotional issue. That's okay. That doesn't make you a bad person. But you can't just go about your life acting like there's nothing wrong. And the divine's trying to help you. I'm telling you, though, this is a good omen. As tough as it sounds, it's a good omen. Because what I'm hearing the most is that in 12 to 18 months, your life is going to be very different. And in 12 to 18 months, it'll lead you to open your heart again. And it's not that relationship shouldn't be the most important thing in your life, but there is going to be a relationship that's going to form here. Also, like, you're not going to die alone. Or if you're already in a relationship, it's going to strengthen a lot. But so is your relationship with yourself. Everything's going to go better. Everything's going to go better. Because someone right now, I'm getting like someone also might have had these kind of tendencies. 32, too big for your britches. Arrogance, vanity, self-importance, being high and mighty, modesty needed. And God don't like ugly. Listen, I'm not judging you. We all have a dark side. A lot of times, sometimes when we have these kind of feelings within us, feel like someone has already gotten to a place of depression, but for a while you might have been arrogant for a long time, vain, self-important, high and mighty, and all that. And it really comes from a place, again, of shame. You don't want to feel shame. You don't want to see that you failed. You've developed some characteristics that are not good either in relationships or in career or in anything. This is rough. It's like, why are the angels having me share this kind of stuff? I'm not going to just sit here on the camera and say, hey, you're a narcissist. I don't even feel comfortable saying that. But the fact that I said what I said, the fact that I don't even know where that came from, that people with shame wounds, not all of them, but some of them have narcissistic tendencies, doesn't mean you have to have MPD. The fact that what came out after that is God don't like ugly and you're too big for your britches. Somebody's battling with that. Or the reason that you are this way is because you have dealt with people like this and it's affected you, but you've never dealt with it. You're either acting like this yourself or it's affecting your life. Like the fear of letting go and being proud and not wanting to venture forward, to take risks and control comes from the fear of feeling shame. And that's a fucking problem because you're affecting yourself, you're affecting others, you're affecting your whole life. You're not even taking care of yourself. There's an element, what's about this, what's this love card about though? Well, I'm like, what's this love situation? The angels were like, this reading's not about love, honey. Stop trying to change the subject. Literally, only time will tell. They're like, we just wanted to let you know that someone's coming in, like you're going to be with someone down in the next 12 to 18 months, but we're not telling you who or how. I'm just telling you that it is going to happen, but that's not what's really important right now. It's not what's important. It's not what's important. They want you to focus on this. Imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into light, creating room for new opportunities and possibilities for your life. That's what they want you to focus on. That's crazy. See, that's how you know Spirit's speaking. Like, they don't play. They're not playing. Again, we got the playful card. They don't play. Don't forget, just that they don't play. The card that says play comes out. Not to mention, it's the same card we got twice. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Again, they just keep repeating the same message. But there could be a marriage. Also, that will, they're saying, you know, but they don't want to say too much because they want you to love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. That comes first. And then they want you to let you know, like, it is going to happen. You are going to get married. But they don't, that's not the focus of this reading. All right, I'm going to leave it here. Damn. I didn't expect all this. Love you guys so much. I'm going to post tomorrow. And also members spamming you. We're back. All right. Love you guys.